My name is George Mukachana from Mokopane, extension 17 in Ward 12. But due to the other issues that I had to can relocate from Mokopane and coming here to Wakomo to can attend the issues of education, of course, and then I'm here located in Ward 17. The VD is Waterberg TVET College on its own. And I'm a member of an EFF in good standing, particularly a Young Lion and a Mulungisi Madonzela battalions that rallies behind the banner of economic freedom fighters.
Yeah. But I can see that during your campaigns as the organization, you've been targeting the students and young people. How far are you? And then are you happy with the turnout that is happening here during this day?
Yeah, of course. We can't be speaking about the old people whom already they took a stand of voting with an ANC. But we as the young people, we need to conscientize one another, have one common idea of bringing economic freedom in our lifetime. And there's only one organization that is going to make us to can attain economic freedom in our lifetime, which is EFF. If you can go check on the policies of the EFF, and then you'll then realize that it's only one organization that serves the interest of the South Africans and African people in particular.
Yeah, I tried to peruse around your manifesto. I was fascinated indeed. And then now, what can you say to a person or a young person who is unemployed, who is trying to get internship or learnership, who doesn't vote?
We're saying that you're just putting a gun into our heads because you're killing us as the young people of South Africans whom are responsible enough to can go and vote.
Yeah.
So when people tends to be ignorant, you can't just say, well, in the 30 years of democracy, and then the ruling party or the government fails to can provide sustainable jobs to the people of South Africa, particularly young people and the graduates across the country, and then you still choose not to can go and vote, and you think that there will be any miracle of bringing those sustainable jobs in anyhow. So ANC has dismally failed, and then they cannot even provide proper jobs even now. The only thing that they've brought is that EPWP that seeks to can go and loot the money from government using it, and of which means they're not even paying our people sufficient money to can go and maintain their lives.
Okay, thank you very much. And then what's the issue? What about the issue of load shedding as a student? Because I can check that your race is not that big, and then that means the vast majority of the students depend on the off-campus residents. So how did the load shedding affect your studies and your social life?
No, you can't be saying or a load shedding it's good or it's not affecting all the people of South Africa. We're not speaking about students only here. We're speaking about all people whom are having all chronic diseases, whom they will have to wake up in the morning, take bath, prepare food for them to can eat and take medication properly. And then when it comes to the issues of students and particularly learners from grade 12, in rural areas there are no any backup generators to can go and assist them to can study properly in their schools. But we're speaking about the issue of load shedding that is affecting us on a daily basis. And the load shedding, which means it was a man-made thing that was brought by the ANC because of the decimal failed to can manage all the state-owned entities and enterprises of state-owned whatsoever that we might call it.
Yeah, they sometimes try to decampaign your organization about the open border policy. What is your take on the open border policy or a free movement of people and goods in Africa?
But what do you say there are borders while there is no fence? So there's no sense there. Even President Julius Malema reiterated many times to can say that there is no fence. How would you say that there is a fence or there is a border of people who must be not welcomed in our country? Of course, if then we had something to can go and do to do in Zimbabwe, we are going to be freely allowed to can go and exercise our rights and then do whatever that we went there for. As Africans, we need to come united, and we need to unite so that we can bring proper economy and then one currency, and then we're going to strengthen each and everything.
Yeah, thank you very much.
No, thanks very much, my brother.
Next time, man. See you. How was the activation yesterday? Because I've seen that you were at Gate 2, the organization was at Gate 2, and then how was the mood of the students?
I think everyone saw the response from the students was was overwhelming.
Yeah.
And it shows that this myth that people are saying that young people and students don't love the ANC is just something that doesn't exist.
Yeah.
But really, students enjoyed themselves, and then we're able to convey our message in terms of internalizing and intensifying the message, the one gospel that we're all going to vote for the African National Congress.
Yeah. But you're fine with the turnout that you see here today.
I think for the first time I see young people in this campus, in their numbers, ready to vote, ready to make a contribution, ready to defend the gains of our freedom. And all in all, what I can say is that it shows that we are making progress in terms of making a contribution towards the growth of this country and moving forward.
Yeah. Okay. So then, tell us the perspective about around the issue of gender-based violence as a scourge that is stressing all political parties in the country.
I think it's common knowledge that even the president of the African National Congress, Mr. Cyril Ramaphosa, always speak very loud on such matters and critically to say that, even say that he signed the law, that if you find that you have hit a woman or raped a woman, you don't even deserve bail. Because we all know that when you empower a woman, you empower the whole society. We all know the past imbalances that the women of South Africa faced. We all know how our women are being raped and killed. And we can't say we're happy about that. I think it's time now that we teach young people at an early age. In fact, as young people of the ANC, must go to these schools, and we're going to do that. Must go to these high schools. Even here at the university, must have programs that seeks to teach a boy child on how to respect their sisters, on how to respect their grandmothers, how to respect also their mothers, their parents, all in all. I think it must be part and parcel of the education syllabus. Because we cannot have a society that kills women and children, and that kills the vulnerable who can't defend themselves at some point. Because you can also tell that in terms of physique, most cases you find that we are better than them. But really, it's an issue that even the government of the African National Congress that we are restoring today is going to tackle. And I have confidence that the rate of gender-based violence will decrease moving forward.
So what is your take on the pace of the GDP of the country?
No, I think we're doing well. As you can see, the last stats, South Africa is #1 in Africa, meaning that we're doing well. But the only thing that we must do, as we have called also for the reindustrialization for the purpose of creating jobs for these young people now who are educated, who have degrees and all of that. So I think that economy, in as much as it is growing at a rate that we're appreciating it, but we're saying that it must also leave this thing of having a color. Even our black people must participate freely in the economy. They must be able to have a share on the wealth of this country. They must be able to make livelihoods to sustain their lives and their basic human needs in this country. And there must be opportunities open for them so that we are able to say the economy, in as much as it grows, we are able to also see it in terms of our people being integrated towards that particular achievement.
I've noticed that in recent days, the president has signed a bill or a policy now, or an act now, of NHI. Yes. What is the impact of having such policy in the country?
I think many can remember, those who know the African National Congress, that when we were saying we're fighting for a free decolonized education, when we said our people must have housing, must have access to water, must have access to electricity and all of that, we also said our people must have free access to healthcare facilities. And they must be able to get the same medical attention in as much as the privileged gets the same preference. If when I have headache, I go to a medical clinic, it means that even ordinary South Africans, each and everyone who must have equal access to those healthcare, because healthcare, it's a need. It's a basic need, and the government should give provision to that. So that is what we are saying now, to say that now we're going to open the health system to accommodate everyone, whether you are white or black, whether you are working or you are not working. I think it's an achievement, not only for ourselves, but even for those who fought for this freedom. Because if I can quote back to the words of Comrade Chris Tembisilehan,
Yeah.
who said that we are making no apology when we say that healthcare must be free and compulsory. And this is what the NC government is implementing now.
Yeah.
And I know that in the beginning, things might not start as maybe we believe.
Yeah.
But I believe in the African National Congress. They've started with the program of NSFAS. Others, they tried to sabotage. Others, they spoke all a manner of things to derail the efforts of the African National Congress. But now, how many graduates do we have as a result of that? How many students have their certificates from universities they are not owing as a result of that? So what I'm saying is that these are policies of the ANC. We must just appreciate them. And they are policies that are meant to benefit the society, not the ANC alone.
Yeah.
Because you can't say now, we must be equal, but we don't get the same treatment in terms of health, in terms of education, in terms of jobs, in terms of the economy. We are not equal. You understand? So the society should be equal to a point whereby we are able to benefit all of us through all the state agencies, institutions,
Parastatals,
the parastatals, and everywhere else. Even the private sector at some point must appreciate that we have government and that must take decision, that must take care of its people. If they're not coming on board, we're also calling for the nationalization of the South African Reserve Bank.
Yeah.
Thank you.
No, thank you very much.
Or ke votile EFF ke kwile tsatsi le la rile Peter Mokaba Stadium Julius Malema a re go na le dipheto tse la reng o tlo di dia o tlo oketsa di-social grants ka gakolo ba fumana di-4,000 le tse dintsi di buletsana kwale.
Awa yalo busy ke yang ka mo sekolong student gore motho o dula mo le ba go mo gae go ba o tlile mo o tsole o le mafaseng a itseng.
O ke le student ka mo Quarterback ka
O tsole ba ga
ke tsa ke le Mokopane Magolere Zunwane.
zone o tsene DG
Awa ke tsene Masodi High.
Masodi High. Man, how are you?
I'm very well, fine, thanks, comrade.
Yes, thank you very much. Please tell us about yourself. Where do you come from? The what that you have been voted for?
I'm a young man of Isimadonzela, originally from Waskukune, but what 18,
Yeah.
that's where I voted.
And then you did already cast your vote.
I already casted my vote, and I'm happy to say I voted for Mashal.
Yeah. Okay, what the turnout? What about the turnout around the young people? Are you happy?
Looking at how the EFF has been campaigning, I can definitely say around about 65% of the people that whom have been there on the campaigns, they seem to be yours.
Yeah.
Then I can say, with a happy mind, with happy soul, I can say it shows that the EFF is the future. Yes.
So what is your take about the load shedding that has been happening, but now it's been suspended?
You know, I can tell you one thing, my man, that you know, the load shedding is of the consequences of the incompetence of the ANC. Because now I can guarantee you and I can tell you that the ANC has been a liberation movement.
Yeah.
Now, when you give them a parastatal or a state-owned entity like ESCOM to run it, now you're actually surprising them. Because all what they know is to liberate this country. Now that this country is liberated, then we need to elect a new party to come into power, which can sort the issues of economy going forward. We are done with the issues of liberation. The ANC was a liberation movement. Now we're focusing on economy. They know nothing about economic policies. That's it. Yes.
Then if you are in a business or you are a student, how does the load shedding affect it?
Generally, you can't do anything without electricity. When you wake up, you have to do water with electricity. When you eat, you have to prepare food with electricity. Whatever you do. So therefore, electricity is a basic need that which this administration has failed to provide to South Africans for the past 30 years. Therefore, the ANC has failed us. The ANC has denied us the right of humanity, in fact. Yes.
Then what is your take on the policy of Africa Must Unite? There's a song by Bob Marley says Africa Must Unite, Miriam Makeba has also spoke about it.
Indeed, I can say when we speak of Miriam Makeba said, Maibuye Africa.
Yeah.
So therefore, the issue of open border policy or not open border policy, you must see it in this manner.
Yeah.
Even now you are in the ANC is in the government.
Yeah.
The borders are open,
Yeah.
not official, but they are already open. So therefore, the issue of open border policy is an issue that which is going to strengthen the currencies of Africa and is going to strengthen the resources of Africa so that they can benefit the Africans than having to benefit the people from Bellingham, that side of Europe.
Yeah. Thank you very much.